The muscle car era produced some of the fastest and most iconic American cars ever built, but a select few have become far more than legendary performance machines. Thanks to their extreme rarity, racing heritage, and incredible collector demand, these classics are now worth over $1 million, with some selling for several million at auction. From ultra-rare Hemi Mopars to factory-built racing specials, here are 12 rare muscle cars worth over $1 million today. Number 12, 1969, Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. When Chevrolet introduced the Camaro ZL1 in 1969, it wasn't intended to become a collector's dream. In fact, it was built primarily for racers who wanted one of the fastest factory Camaros money could buy. The car was created through Chevrolet's Central Office Production Order, or COPO, program, which allowed dealers to order vehicles with components that weren't normally available to the public. The result was one of the most extreme muscle cars of the era. At the heart of the ZL1 sat a legendary all-aluminum 427 cubic inch V8 engine. Officially, Chevrolet rated it at 400 F-70 horsepower, but virtually everyone agrees that figure was intentionally conservative. Most experts estimate the engine actually produced well over 500 horsepower in factory form. Thanks to its lightweight aluminum construction, the engine weighed nearly 100 pounds less than Chevrolet's cast iron big blocks, giving the Camaro incredible acceleration and improved weight distribution. Performance was astonishing for the late 1960s. A properly prepared ZL1 could run the quarter mile in the low 11-second range, making it one of the quickest production cars in America. Few factory muscle cars could compete with its raw speed. The biggest obstacle was its price. Adding the ZL1 engine increased the Camaro's cost dramatically, making it even more expensive than a Corvette. Buyers simply couldn't justify spending so much on a Camaro, and as a result, only 69 examples were produced. That limited production is exactly what makes the ZL1 so valuable today. Original examples with matching numbers, factory documentation, and low mileage routinely command prices exceeding $1 million, while exceptionally preserved cars have sold for substantially more at prestigious collector auctions. For many enthusiasts, the 1969 Camaro ZL1 represents the ultimate first-generation Camaro, a perfect combination of rarity, racing heritage, and breathtaking performance. Number 11, 1971, Plymouth Hemi Cuda Convertible. The 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible is widely regarded as one of the greatest American muscle cars ever built, and its rarity borders on unbelievable. By 1971, the muscle car era was already beginning to fade as stricter emissions regulations, rising insurance costs, and changing consumer preferences reduced demand for high-performance vehicles. Despite those challenges, Plymouth continued offering its legendary 426 Hemi engine, an enormous 7-Burzio Tour V8, famous for dominating drag strips and NASCAR circuits. Producing an officially rated 425 horsepower and considerably more in reality, the Hemi transformed the Cuda into an absolute monster. What truly sets this car apart is the convertible body style. Buyers interested in maximum performance typically chose hardtops, making convertible Hemi Cudas exceptionally uncommon. Only a handful left the factory with this combination, instantly making them among the rarest muscle cars ever produced. Beyond the engine, the 1971 model year featured distinctive styling updates, including 4 headlights, aggressive front-end revisions, functional hood scoops, and bold graphics that perfectly captured the spirit of the golden muscle car era. It wasn't just fast. It looked every bit as intimidating as its performance suggested. Because so few genuine examples survive today, every authenticated Hemi Cuda convertible attracts worldwide attention whenever one appears at auction. Collectors carefully verify factory paperwork, matching engine and transmission numbers, original options, and restoration quality before bidding. The results are extraordinary. Multiple examples have sold for well over $1 million, while the finest documented cars have reached multi-million-dollar prices, cementing the 1971 Hemi Cuda convertible as one of the most valuable American muscle cars ever built. Number 10. 1967, Chevrolet Corvette L88. Although the Corvette is often classified as a sports car rather than a traditional muscle car, the 1967 L88 deserves a place on any list of America's most valuable high-performance machines. It was essentially a race car disguised as a production vehicle. Chevrolet developed the L88 package for serious racers, not everyday drivers. Under the hood was a 427 cubic inch V8 equipped with aluminum cylinder heads, a high-lift camshaft, an aggressive ignition system, and an exceptionally high compression ratio. The engine officially produced just 430 horsepower, but that number was intentionally misleading. Historians and engineers estimate actual output was closer to 550 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful American engines of its time. The L88 wasn't designed for comfort. It came without air conditioning, used heavy-duty suspension components, featured upgraded brakes, and required high-octane racing fuel to perform at its best. Chevrolet even discouraged casual buyers from ordering one by making the package expensive and difficult to obtain. That strategy worked almost too well. Only 20 Corvette L88s were built for the 1967 model year, making it one of the rarest production Corvettes ever assembled. Its combination of extreme rarity, factory racing pedigree, and incredible performance has made the 1967 L88 a blue-chip collector car. Authentic examples with documented history are among the most sought-after American automobiles in existence, regularly selling for more than $1 million, with the best-preserved cars achieving several $1,000,000 at major international auctions. For collectors, owning a 1967 Corvette L88 isn't just about possessing a rare Corvette. It's about owning one of the greatest factory-built performance cars America has ever produced. Number 9. 1970 Plymouth Hemi Superbird. The 1970 Plymouth Hemi Superbird is one of the most recognizable muscle cars ever built. With its impossibly tall rear wing, elongated aerodynamic nose cone, and bold graphics, it looked more like a race car than something you'd expect to see on a public road. That was no accident. The Superbird was developed specifically so Plymouth could dominate NASCAR, where aerodynamic efficiency had become the key to victory. The Superbird was an evolution of the Dodge Charger Daytona, but Plymouth gave it its own unique styling and engineering. The towering rear wing wasn't just for appearance. It was designed to keep the car stable at extremely high speeds while allowing the trunk lid to open underneath it. Meanwhile, the pointed front nose reduced drag and helped the car slice through the air more efficiently than traditional muscle cars. Although buyers could choose from several engines, including the reliable 440 Super Commando and the powerful 440 6-barrel, the most desirable version came equipped with the legendary 426 Hemi V8. Officially rated at 425 horsepower, the Hemi delivered massive torque and explosive acceleration. In reality, many enthusiasts believe its actual output was even higher, especially when paired with the optional 4-speed manual transmission. Only a small percentage of Superbirds received the Hemi engine, making these cars dramatically rarer than their 440-powered counterparts. Production numbers remain extremely low, and even fewer survive today with their original engines, transmissions, and factory documentation intact. When NASCAR changed its rules for the 1971 season, winged race cars quickly disappeared from competition, ending the Superbird's brief but unforgettable career. What was once considered too radical for many buyers has become one of the most celebrated muscle cars ever built. Today, authenticated Hemi Superbirds regularly command well over $1 million at prestigious collector auctions, with pristine, numbers-matching examples reaching even higher prices. Their combination of NASCAR history, unmistakable styling, and exceptional rarity makes them one of the crown jewels of American muscle car collecting. Number 8. 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona Hemi. Before the Plymouth Superbird captured headlines, Dodge introduced the revolutionary 1969 Charger Daytona. Built for one purpose, to win NASCAR races, the Daytona completely transformed the standard Charger into one of the most aerodynamic American cars of its era. Its most distinctive features were impossible to miss. The pointed fiberglass nose cone stretched nearly 2 feet beyond the standard Charger front end, while the massive rear wing stood almost 2 feet above the trunk. Although these additions looked outrageous to the average buyer, they dramatically improved stability and reduced aerodynamic drag at racing speeds. The Charger Daytona made history by becoming the first NASCAR vehicle to officially exceed 200 miles per hour, proving that its unusual design wasn't simply for show. It forever changed the way manufacturers approached high-speed racing. Under the hood, customers could choose between the 440 Magnum and the legendary 426 Hemi V8. The Hemi version was the undisputed king, producing an officially rated 425 horsepower and delivering breathtaking acceleration. Because the Hemi option significantly increased the purchase price, relatively few buyers selected it, making Hemi Daytonas exceptionally rare. Many Daytona models spent decades hidden away in private collections, while others were raced extensively or modified over the years. As a result, completely original, factory-correct examples had become incredibly difficult to find. Collectors place enormous value on matching engine and transmission numbers, factory broadcast sheets, original paint colors, and documented ownership history. Today, the finest Hemi Charger Daytonas consistently sell for more than $1 million, with historically significant examples reaching several $1 million. They represent the perfect blend of racing innovation, engineering excellence, and classic American muscle. Number 7. 1969 Pontiac GTO Judge Ram Air 4 Convertible. Few names carry as much weight in muscle car history as the Pontiac GTO, and among all GTO variants, the 1969 Judge Ram Air 4 Convertible stands near the very top of the collector market. The Judge package was introduced as a bold, youth-oriented performance model featuring colorful graphics, a rear spoiler, Rally 2 wheels, and a distinctive personality that separated it from ordinary GTOs. However, buyers seeking maximum performance could upgrade to Pontiac's formidable Ram Air 4 engine. This wasn't just another big block V8. The Ram Air 4 featured high-flow cylinder heads, a more aggressive camshaft, stronger internal components, improved intake and exhaust systems, and numerous engineering enhancements designed to maximize horsepower at high engine speeds. Officially rated at 370 horsepower, many experts believe its true performance exceeded those numbers. Even more exclusive was the convertible body style. Most serious performance buyers preferred lighter hardtops, meaning very few Ram Air 4 engines were installed in convertibles. That combination created one of the rarest production Pontiacs ever assembled. Because production numbers were so limited, surviving examples are extraordinarily scarce. Many were driven hard during the muscle car era, while others were lost to accidents, rust, or engine swaps. Authentic cars retaining their original drivetrain, factory documentation, and correct options are considered among the most desirable Pontiacs in existence. Whenever one appears at a major collector auction, bidding is often intense. Exceptional examples have comfortably exceeded 1 million, with the rarest, best-documented cars attracting some of the world's most serious muscle car collectors. The 1969 GTO Judge Ram Air 4 Convertible represents everything enthusiasts love about the golden age of American performance. Iconic styling, legendary power, incredible rarity, and a place among the most valuable muscle cars ever built. Number 6. 1969 Chevrolet COPO Camaro 427. The 1969 Chevrolet COPO Camaro 427 is proof that some of the greatest muscle cars were created by finding clever ways around factory rules. During the late 1960s, General Motors had an internal policy that prevented midsize and pony cars like the Camaro from receiving engines larger than 400 cubic inches. Officially, that meant buyers couldn't order a factory Camaro with Chevrolet's legendary 427 big block V8. However, a little-known program called the Central Office Production Order, or COPO, allowed select dealerships to special order vehicles with non-standard equipment. Chevrolet dealer Don Yenko recognized the opportunity and worked with the company to install the mighty 427 engine into the Camaro, creating one of the most fearsome factory-built muscle cars ever offered. Two versions of the 427 were available through the COPO program. The most common was the Iron Block L72, officially rated at 425 horsepower, while the even rarer ZL1 used an all-aluminum version of the same engine. The L72 produced enormous torque, making the Camaro incredibly quick both on the street and at the drag strip. Performance was nothing short of spectacular. Equipped with either a 4-speed manual transmission or a heavy-duty automatic, the COPO Camaro could complete the quarter mile in the low 13-second range directly from the factory. With minor tuning and racing tires, many owners pushed their cars into the 11-second range, making them dominant competitors in NHRA drag racing. Unlike regular Camaros that were sold through standard dealer inventories, COPO cars were produced in very limited numbers. Only a few hundred genuine examples were built, and many spent their lives on drag strips where hard racing, modifications, or accidents reduced the number of surviving original cars. Today, collectors place enormous value on matching engine numbers, factory paperwork, original trim, and documented ownership history. Authentic COPO Camaros regularly sell for more than 1 million, especially low-mileage examples or historically significant cars with racing pedigree. For many Chevrolet enthusiasts, the COPO Camaro represents the ultimate expression of factory muscle, a car built specifically to deliver maximum performance without compromise. Number 5. 1970 Buick GSX Stage 1 Convertible. When people think about classic muscle cars, Buick is often overlooked. Yet the 1970 Buick GSX Stage 1 Convertible quietly became one of the fastest and rarest American performance cars of its generation. The GSX was already a special version of Buick's Grand Sport, featuring bold paint schemes, front and rear spoilers, functional hood scoops, racing stripes, and upgraded suspension components. Underneath its flashy appearance, however, was one of Detroit's most powerful production engines. The 455 cubic inch Stage 1 V8 was officially rated at 360 horsepower, but horsepower figures don't tell the whole story. More impressive was its astonishing 510 pound-feet of torque, one of the highest torque ratings of any American production car of the muscle car era. That massive torque allowed the GSX to launch with incredible force, making it one of the quickest cars on the street despite weighing more than many of its rivals. While thousands of Grand Sports were produced, the GSX package itself was extremely limited. The convertible version was even rarer, with only a tiny number leaving the factory equipped with a Stage 1 performance package. Because many buyers preferred less expensive hardtops, very few convertibles were ever ordered. Like many muscle cars of the early 1970s, numerous GSXs were driven hard, modified for drag racing, or simply worn out over decades of use. As a result, surviving factory-correct convertibles are extraordinarily difficult to find. Collectors carefully inspect these cars for matching numbers, original drivetrains, factory documentation, correct paint colors, and authentic Stage 1 components. The rarest examples have become highly prized at collector auctions, where exceptional cars have comfortably surpassed $1 million. Today, the 1970 Buick GSX Stage 1 convertible stands as one of Buick's greatest achievements and one of the most underrated million-dollar muscle cars ever built. Number 4. 1965 Shelby Cobra 427 Competition. Although the Shelby Cobra 427 Competition combines sports car engineering with American V8 power, it has earned a legendary status among muscle car enthusiasts because of its overwhelming performance and racing success. The Cobra's story began when automotive legend Carroll Shelby had the idea of installing a powerful Ford V8 into the lightweight British-built AC Ace Roadster. The result was a machine with an extraordinary power-to-weight ratio that quickly became one of the fastest production cars in the world. The ultimate version arrived with the massive 427 cubic inch Ford V8, producing well over 425 horsepower in competition form. Combined with the Cobra's lightweight chassis, the car delivered explosive acceleration that few vehicles of the mid-1960s could match. The competition models were purpose-built race cars rather than comfortable street machines. They featured wider fenders to accommodate larger racing tires, strengthened suspension components, upgraded brakes, side exit exhaust systems, aluminum body panels, and numerous performance enhancements designed for endurance racing and road course competition. Only a very small number of genuine factory-built 427 competition Cobras were ever produced. Many developed remarkable racing histories, competing in prestigious international events and being driven by some of the most talented racers of the era. Their documented competition records add significantly to their collector value. Because each authentic competition Cobra has a unique history, provenance is everything. Original chassis numbers, factory documentation, period racing photographs, restoration quality, and verified ownership records all contribute to their extraordinary market prices. Today, these legendary machines routinely sell for several $1,000,000, making them among the most valuable American-built performance cars ever offered at auction. While they blur the line between sports car and muscle car, their massive V8 engine, raw driving experience, and historical significance ensure their place among the most desirable high-performance automobiles ever created. Number 3. 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda Hardtop Ultra Rare Factory Specifications. The 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda Hardtop is already one of the most desirable muscle cars ever built, but certain factory-optioned examples occupy an entirely different league. These cars aren't necessarily valuable simply because they're Hemi Cudas. They're worth millions because of the incredibly rare combinations of factory-installed options, colors, transmissions, and documentation that make some examples virtually one of one. Powering every genuine Hemi Cuda was Chrysler's legendary 426 cubic inch Hemi V8, officially rated at 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. Built with hemispherical combustion chambers, massive valves, forged internal components, and dual 4-barrel carburetors, the engine was designed with racing in mind. Its incredible durability and breathtaking performance made it one of the greatest American V8s ever produced. For 1971, Plymouth gave the Cuda an aggressive redesign featuring 4 headlights, a revised grille, distinctive front fenders, functional hood scoops, and dramatic side graphics. Buyers could customize their cars with a wide variety of options including 4-speed manual or automatic transmissions, the shaker hood, rear spoilers, performance axle ratios, and vibrant high-impact paint colors such as Curious Yellow Moulin Rouge and EB2 Hemi Orange. What makes certain hardtops worth over $1 million is the rarity of these combinations. Some cars were ordered with unusual paint colors, rare transmission choices, factory performance options, or dealer-installed equipment that resulted in production numbers of only 1 or 2 examples. In the collector world, these unique factory specifications dramatically increase value. Documentation is equally important. Collectors seek cars with original broadcast sheets, window stickers, fender tags, matching engine and transmission numbers, and well-documented ownership histories. Without this paperwork, even an authentic Hemi Cuda may be worth significantly less. Today, the rarest 1971 Hemi Cuda hardtops consistently sell for well over $1 million, while especially unique examples have reached several $1 million at major collector auctions. They represent the perfect blend of muscle car performance, factory exclusivity, and Mopar heritage. Number 2. 1967 Shelby GT500 Super Snake. The 1967 Shelby GT500 Super Snake isn't just one of the rarest Mustangs ever built. It's one of the rarest American performance cars of any kind. Unlike limited production muscle cars that number in the dozens, the Super Snake is truly unique because only one genuine factory example was ever completed. The story began when Carroll Shelby wanted to demonstrate the durability of Goodyear's new high-speed Thunderbolt tires. To accomplish this, Shelby engineers transformed a standard GT500 into an ultra-high performance machine capable of sustained speeds well beyond those of ordinary muscle cars. Instead of the regular 428 Police Interceptor engine found in most GT500s, the Super Snake received a race-derived 427 cubic inch V8 borrowed from Ford's Le Mans winning GT40 program. Officially producing around 520 horsepower, the engine delivered astonishing acceleration and top-end performance that few production cars in the world could match in 1967. The car also featured numerous performance upgrades, including improved cooling systems, reinforced suspension, heavy-duty brakes, and unique gearing designed for prolonged high-speed driving. During testing, the Super Snake reportedly exceeded 70 miles per hour, an extraordinary achievement for a street-legal American car of its era. Shelby initially hoped to build a small production run of Super Snakes, but the estimated selling price was nearly double that of a standard GT500. The enormous cost discouraged potential buyers, and the project was canceled before additional cars could be produced. Because only one authentic Super Snake exists, it occupies a category all its own in the collector market. Its combination of Carroll Shelby's personal involvement, unmatched rarity, racing-derived engineering, and historical significance has made it one of the most valuable Mustangs ever sold. Today, the lone Super Snake has achieved auction prices exceeding $2 million, securing its reputation as one of the crown jewels of American automotive history. Number 1. 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda Convertible 4-Speed. Claiming the top spot is the 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda Convertible, equipped with the 4-speed manual transmission, a car widely regarded as the holy grail of American muscle cars. By 1971, the golden age of muscle cars was rapidly coming to an end. Rising insurance premiums, stricter emissions regulations, and changing consumer preferences caused demand for high-horsepower performance cars to collapse. As a result, very few buyers ordered the expensive Hemi engine, and even fewer combined it with a convertible body style and a 4-speed manual transmission. Under the hood sat the legendary 426 Hemi V8, officially rated at 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. With dual 4-barrel carburetors, forged pistons, hemispherical combustion chambers, and race-inspired engineering, the engine became one of the most celebrated power plants in automotive history. The 4-speed manual transmission made the car even more desirable among enthusiasts because it allowed drivers to fully exploit the Hemi's immense power. Combined with the open-air experience of the convertible, it created one of the most exhilarating factory muscle cars ever offered. The car's appearance perfectly reflected its performance. The redesigned 1971 front end, bold grille, quad headlights, aggressive hood scoops, wide stance, and unmistakable Cuda graphics gave it a commanding presence that still turns heads more than 5 decades later. What truly elevates this car above every other muscle car is its astonishing rarity. Only a tiny handful of genuine 1971 Hemi Cuda convertibles with 4-speed manuals were ever built, and even fewer survive today with matching numbers and complete factory documentation. Every surviving example is carefully tracked by collectors, historians, and auction houses. Whenever one appears on the market, it becomes a major event in the collector car world. Exceptional examples have sold for well over $3 million, with some approaching or exceeding $4 million, making them among the most valuable American production automobiles ever auctioned. The 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda Convertible 4-speed isn't simply a rare muscle car, it's the ultimate symbol of the muscle car era. It represents the final chapter of Detroit's horsepower wars, combining breathtaking performance, unmatched exclusivity, and legendary status into a single automobile. For many collectors, owning one isn't just about acquiring a car, it's about preserving one of the greatest icons in American automotive history.